I don't want it. Go give it to her. Go give it to your girl.
We're spending big bucks today. Good morning. Well, today's been kind of a different day. This morning we actually attended a funeral, and then we had a family meal, and then I went back to work, and yeah, it's just been kind of a quiet day after that. Kids are enjoying an evening out in the pool. I'm kind of keeping an eye on them while they swim, even though they're really strong swimmers, but you know, you want to have eyes on them. Finley's laying on a little bed that Lauren made for her, and Lisa's working on more school prep stuff. We've actually got a lot of leftovers from the meal that was provided for us after the funeral, so we're going to heat that up for dinner. And yeah, I don't know that we're actually going to do a whole lot more today. I think we found this year that our summers have just been kind of slow overall. We've gone and done a few things, but for the most part, during the afternoon it's so hot you don't want to go outside. The house is so comfortable, and you know, it just kind of lays around. So the kids don't know this yet, but Lisa just received the class list for Club Day here in the fall, and there's actually not a lot of classes that I think the kids would be interested in. Also, they're not doing a lunch this year, which I know the kids really enjoyed doing with their friends. But since all the classes are run by homeschooling mom teachers, it's a different availability every year, and you never really know what's going to be offered each semester. So we'll see what gets offered in spring of next year, but in the fall, yeah, probably only going to be a couple of classes. So in keeping with the theme of strange bugs outside, y'all certainly have always heard the cicadas that are out here. They're really prevalent in South Carolina, lots of places in the world, but sometimes they're kind of hard to spot. We've actually had a couple fall in the pool here recently. So these are really big bugs. I mean, it's kind of hard to appreciate just them laying there, but yeah, these things are big. I'm pretty sure it's these two big plates here in the bottom that they use to make that noise. They're certainly large enough to be able to make as loud of a sound as they emit. And last night, me and Luke washed off a lot of rocks that Lisa's probably going to paint. The kids, I'm sure, will help at some point, too. But we've been leaving these things out to dry because we scrubbed all the dirt off of them. Some of these are just really cool looking. Got that kind of vein of a different rock there in the middle. And this one, which seems to have some kind of iron ore in the middle that's actually rusted, and you can kind of see the scaling pattern in it. Lisa did a bunch of those last year to take to the beach and hide in different places. I'm not sure how many she'll do this year, and we've still got a few that we didn't end up placing. I don't think that was quite as popular this summer as it was last year.
Good morning. Please be careful, Luke. Yeah, he makes me nervous. And after that little cow thingy that we saw, she's gonna grab you, Luke. That's so sweet. Thank you, Olivia. She's playing fetch with Finley. I don't want it. Go give it to her. Go give it to your girl. Failed fetch. So we're just hanging out outside for a little bit. It is nice out. What is it according to that? 79, 78. So it's actually really cool out. It's nice, it's comfortable, but we decided to come outside for a bit. It's supposed to rain this afternoon. The humidity isn't really that high. It's just comfortable out. It's nice out. I've been painting. Let's see if I can show you my orange fingers. I'm doing some rocks for when we go to the beach. I wish I could get in this, but it's a little too cool for that. I might put, woo! Nope, that's cold. That's actually shockingly cold. Lauren, are you aware of how cold that water is?
Probably cold. I'm hot.
That dog is a sausage, y'all. It's so funny to me, the different personalities between the dogs. Finley loves like to be scrubbed and rubbed on and everything, and Ian's like, don't mess with me. He gets mad. He's like a cat, an angry cat.
Good morning. We're getting ready to work on a couple of different projects. Lisa is set up in the kitchen with the monitor off her editing computer and her laptop and all the school supplies, and me and the girls are getting ready to give her some space to work. So Lisa has been picking away at setting up the lesson plans for the fall semester and some of the spring, but she's to the point now where she really needs to get into a little bit more detailed stuff, and that's hard to do with kids running around and me making noise doing stuff. So me and the kids, we're actually going to head over to my mom's and hang out there for a little bit while she finishes this up. But yeah, she's got a whole setup right here. And a box full of curriculum stuff here. More stuff over here on the counter. And it's fixing to get ready to rain outside, so we got to get moving too soon because we don't want to get caught out in the storm. But I'm not really sure what the afternoon's going to look like, other than she's going to be working. I'm probably going to help my mom with some stuff. And the cat's just going to lay there and help, aren't she? This one doesn't help, though. Ever. No, not a bit. And look at all these adorable rocks they've painted. That is absolutely hilarious. So we're over at my mom's house. We've had lunch. Lisa's still working on putting the curriculum plans together, and I've got a project I'm gonna try and take on for my mom. So one of the exhaust fans in their attic had a failed motor some time ago. My dad had taken this one out to replace it, and during the winter it's just not quite as big of a deal, and during the middle of the summer you can't do it either. So she's got the motor and she's got the fan blades. I'm gonna see if I can mount this thing in here and kind of finish that job up. It's not too hot today, which is why I'm up here. It's been kind of overcast, so I'm hoping this won't be too big of a project. I should be able to knock this out pretty quick. Never actually changed out one of these, but it kind of looks like these round pieces just sort of grab the motor up in there like that. So of course, to actually mount that up there, you need the right kind of screws, which I wasn't sure if I had. I found this random piece of electronics thing here that had a couple of sheet metal screws in it. So I pulled those out, and I think those will work. But while looking for a Allen wrench to tighten the fan blades, I found something. A jaw harp. It's one of those kind of weird instruments I had forgotten about that I even had. I'm not sure if this one was mine or one other one, but it was just sitting on a shelf here with a bunch of other odds and ends. Let's see if I can get this fan mounted real quick and then clean it up and actually play it. The kids have probably never heard the sound that it makes. Okay, so no luck with the little screws. However, I found a bucket of just kind of odds and ends out here, and I've gotten 3 that are really close. One that's way too long, and 2 that are probably also way too long, but you know, they're a little bit bigger around, so I'm hoping those will, you know, fasten it in there. It's difficult when you know for certain you've got the pieces you need, you just don't have any idea where they're at. So, I don't know, I'm hoping to get this done for her because it's getting warmer up there because the sun's finally come out. Every time I come up the stairs, I see this box, this like toaster thing. I see this picture of this guy, and I can't help but think, he wakes up in the morning, does his teeth bite to eat, and he's rolling. I don't know why, I just think he looks like Dave Matthews. I give up. I'm just going to the store. We're spending big bucks today. You want to carry the bag? Sure. Okay, so I think this first one that I've tried is the right size, but now the problem is the screwdriver I had is too long to actually drive it in. Getting closer, not there yet. Then I've got to tackle the wiring. I find the weirdest stuff up here sometimes. So I finally found a pair of pliers that had a slotted screwdriver that actually fit up in there and not hit things. But as I started to tighten that screw, I realized I'm not sure which way this fan blade turns. And I kind of have a suspicion it's going to go like this and pull air into the attic instead of blowing it out. I need to test that. So kids, don't try this at home. I'm about to do something very stupid. So I've set this on a towel to minimize counter rotation here. And yeah, I'm just going to plug the wires into the socket. Everything's insulated. I'm not grounded. Should be okay. Still, don't do this unless you know what you're doing. And even then, probably shouldn't do it. Going this way, which means I need to flip the blades around the other way. Glad I figured that out before I had the thing screwed in. There we go. Flipped around the right way, and I've confirmed that it does in fact push air up. Alright, so I'm finally almost done. Alright, it's mounted, and the blades swing freely. So, almost done. Other than a slight mishap and getting a little bit of electricity on my finger, that wasn't too bad. It was just a matter of finding the tools and finding the screws and stuff. I don't know. I mean, this wasn't a hard project. It was just every single step took forever because I didn't know where stuff was. Anyway, this is already pulling a lot of air through here. It's only been running for not even a minute and a half, but yeah, this should make a big difference up here.
Thank you.
You're welcome, and as a reward, I get cookies. Thank you for cookies.
You're welcome.
Yum. Hey, Lauren.
Yes.
Do you know what that is?
Thing to hold something?
Nope. That's actually a musical instrument.
Do you do that?
Sort of. Listen to this.
Can I do it?
I think you'd hurt your teeth, bud. You have to make sure that this doesn't hit your teeth because it'll break your teeth if it hits them. Put it over the tops of your lips and make sure your teeth...
Can you do Green Acres? It's the place to be.
Good morning. We're gonna go swimming because it is a hot, lazy Sunday afternoon. Felt like a really productive weekend. It was nice to go over and help my mom with a project and get that completed. At least I got so much done with the curriculum planning, lesson planning, whatever you want to call it. She's basically got all of the subjects in for the entire school year with the various lessons day by day for both kids plus stuff for Luke. So even though we know we're not going to stick exactly to that plan, she's found an online resource that lets you kind of like drag days back and forth. So as life happens, we're able to adjust the schedule with what we're actually able to do. But the first step of any of that is getting all those lesson plans in. So yeah, we got a lot done. Well, today's shout out of the day goes to Michelle Lien. She says, "We call them cow ants around here. You definitely want to stay away from them. If you ever step on one barefoot, you will never forget it. Usually don't see too many of them though. I don't think I've ever seen more than one at a time. We tend to find them in the pastures. In upstate South Carolina, you learn at a young age to stay away." Thanks, Michelle. I've been racking my brain trying to think, am I familiar with this insect? I don't think I really knew what it was until I did the research a day or two ago. I mean, I had heard of the cow killer ant. I didn't think it was around here. The thing that's a little concerning though is we saw another one this weekend crawling around on the deck outside. The dog was actually trying to get it. We had to put an end to that pretty quick. So yeah, I mean, I don't think they form colonies, but so now the thought of finding one in the yard and stepping on it accidentally, yeah, it's kind of got me concerned. Hopefully it's a one-time fluke. Either way, all the kids have learned, stay away. Well guys, I hope you've enjoyed today's video. Thanks for joining us today. Good night. I got bugs all over me. Ah, bugs!